Hi friends, in this chapter on left-wing extremism, this is a very important chapter. There have been questions in 2020. What are the determinants of left-wing extremism in the eastern part of India? And what strategy should the government of India and security forces, civil administration adopt to counter the left threat in the affected areas? This is a 15-mark question. Again, in 2018 there was a question, LW is showing a downward trend but still affects many parts of the country. Briefly explain the government of India's approach to counter the challenges posed by LWE. Then there is a question of 12.5 marks in 2015 with Malkangiri and Naxalbari foci. Discuss the corrective strategies needed to win the LWE doctrine affected citizens back into the mainstream of social and economic growth. And there was a question in 2013. Article 244 of the Indian Constitution relates to the administration of scheduled areas and tribal areas. Analyze the impact of non-implementation of the provisions of fifth schedule on the growth of LWE. Friends, this chapter deals with all of these topics. In this chapter, you will study the historical perspective, how LWE grew out from Naxalbari. What is the extent of Maoist extremism in India? At present, it affects about 90 districts in 11 states of India. And the dynamics of Maoist insurgency, how actually the guerrillas, the Maoists first captured the rural areas, the underdeveloped areas, and how from there it spreads outward towards the urban areas. It also discusses the funding of CPI Maoists. And the next part is the government of India's approach to countering left-wing extremism. It is basically the security related interventions. Also includes the Samadhan strategy and some schemes like security related expenditure, SIS scheme and so on. Then there is the development related interventions, building roads and economic and social infrastructure in those areas. Then there is ensuring rights and entitlements of local communities, such as rights over forest produce, job opportunities, strengthening PDS so that food reaches the poorest of the people, and so on. And the last component is perception management and media plan to counter the false propaganda by the Maoists. In the next section, we review the coordination between central and the state governments, and we then discuss two case studies about LWE. The first one is about Andhra Pradesh and how it successfully tackled Maoist extremism, and the second is about West Bengal and what were the factors that led to the control of Maoist extremism in these two states. Then we discuss the Salwa Judum. We also discuss Operation Green Hunt. And we discuss the government's response, its evaluation, and the current situation of Maoist extremism in India. Next, we discuss the challenges faced by the government in countering LWE, and these challenges include lack of coordination between the various states and infrastructural problems and developmental challenges and such issues. Then we also suggest some measures for such LWE affected areas. And we also discuss the questions such as should government of India enter into talks with the Maoists, and there's also often it is discussed that army should be deployed to counter LWE. And we have discussed this question whether army deployment is good as a strategy or not. Thank you.